Hello, I'm Stuart Bloor. Preparation starts well before I get to the water's edge. Got some seeds in there, as you can see, pigeon conditioner seeds. They're still soaking, and cover them with water, and what happens is the seed takes on the water and it swells, and then it comes to a point where the fish picks it up, swallows it, doesn't do it any harm at all. When that's ready to mix finally, I'll add some brown crumb to it and some ground wheat. Got some wheat that I add to my crumb as well, and then I add some corn steep liquor, mix it all up, put it into balls, and then on this occasion I will be catapulting it out. So next time I see you at the water's edge. But before I go, I don't know if you can hear that noise in the background, but chickens, whenever I come in the garden, they always seem to get attracted, mainly motivated by the stomachs of course. So let me show you my chickens. I'm now at the lake and getting set up. First thing is I've got my pod up, fishing with a pod tonight. Don't know if you can see from the screen there, I've got different rests at the back. One of the problems really of being a multi-species all-rounder is that I have to switch that many times between bags and different tackle items that invariably you leave something behind. I am quite organised, doesn't happen too often, but one of these was used when I was fishing for another species recently, but I got a spare rest. It's not the same one, so if you're an OCD carper and you really get freaked out because everything doesn't match up, this is not for you. But as far as I'm concerned, it's just somewhere to rest my rod. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, isn't it? And I've just mixed balls of seeds ready to put out. That was the bucket that you saw earlier in the video right at the start. There it is now. The crumb and the wheat has been added, and of course the corn steep liquor, and I'm ready to fire those out now with my trusty catapult. I've had this a few years, it's served me very, very well. Tent sessions, bream sessions, and carp as well. Sometimes anglers use a spud or a bait boat, but you can also use traditional catapult as well. Might not be fashionable, but I like to use it and I'm accurate with it, so it does the job, serves me well. Just about to get the rods ready to set up. I'm racing against time a little bit to get everything in for dark. Been to church this evening, got back, loaded the car straight down to the lake. As you can see there, I haven't put the pop-up lead on yet, but that's an M1 pop-up boilie. And as always, I'll talk a little bit more detail about the rig in the article that accompanies the video. But I'm getting ready now to get the baits on both rods, fishing an M1 on both rods, and soak them well and give them a little bit of an extra dip now. Put them in a PVA bag of pellets, and away we go. Okay, the rods are out and I'm going to get my shelter up now. Still light left, so got plenty of time. Time is on my side. Wanted to get the rods out and bait it up, of course. That's the important thing. Now I can get the shelter up, bed chair, sleeping bag, and I can finally have a rest for the day. I've been on the go all day long and I've come fishing to get some peace. Well, no, I haven't really. I've come fishing to catch fish, so I hope I have a night where I don't get any sleep at all. Let's see. I mentioned I'm fishing with an M1 boilie. It's a pop-up, that's the tub there, and you can see the boilies inside. And I also nipped the barb off my hook. The rule is on here, no barbed hooks, so barbless. I don't buy barbless hooks, but when the rule says that you have to nip them off, then they go off. So fishing without a barb. Little sign there, and the bite alarm that there might be some fish in my swim. I'm actually fishing with a back lead, so unless something has gone into the line before it hits the back lead, there's a good chance there could be something out there. But let's see, the night's still young. It's well and truly dark now. I'm sitting on my bed chair and I've got the rods down there just a couple of steps away. The lake is quite quiet. A few small fish top in, roach and that sort of thing. Just 1 or 2 carp. The good news is though, I've had fish over my baited area, so if it all goes to plan, I'll have a screamer soon and I'll be striking into a fish. But as we know, with angling, all the plans that we make don't always come together, do they? All we can do is do our best, and I'm confident as I sit here right now that I'll get a fish tonight. And that's all we can do. We can prepare, we can make sure our bait's right, everything's in the right place, confidence in our rigs, everything that we can do, we can do. Everything that we can do, we do, and then it's all down to the fish, isn't it? I'm not sure of the time, but I've had a fish, or should I say, I've got one on. I haven't caught it yet. It's a carp. Can you believe it? Hook pull, about 3 or 4 lengths out, suddenly the weight that was on the end was no more. I've recast, in fact I've put both rods out again. Obviously that one with the fish and then the other rod, and I've also put some bait out there as well. Just looked at the time, it's gone 2 AM, so that fish was probably about 1:45. So close, but so far. So far anyway, who knows? The night is still young. As you can see, I'm playing another fish. Obviously it's the night and I can't show the old rod bend and everything else, but got a fish on. I'm not going to make any predictions. It does feel a better fish though. I've got the net in the water, I'm bringing the fish in slowly, and hopefully I'll get in the net. Just 3 words: in the net. There's the fish in the net. I've just photographed it, and I will put that in the article, of course, the photograph of the fish. Lovely fish. It's a common. As you can see there, it's ready to go back. I was just putting the boilie on to cast the rod out after that fish, and the other rod went off. So I'm playing a second carp, or should that be a third carp? Of course I've netted one and lost one so far. Sure you can hear the fish on the surface there. I'm ready to net it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm back where I started, in my garden with my chickens, and I've actually got one here on my lap. This is Maisie, and no doubt you can hear Molly behind, wants to come in on the action. But before I do go, let me introduce my guest for the week, Andy Walker. He works for SBS Baits, and I asked Andy, a very good carp angler of course, I asked Andy, what's your favourite carp bait? Over to you, Andy.
Right, this is my favourite bait at the moment. This is the M1. It's probably been out for around about 7 years, and it's caught me fish everywhere I've took this. Even when they say that, you know, a certain bait is the going bait on any, you know, on the water that I've been fishing, and I've took this along with confidence and it's caught me loads of fish. But what I must say is our latest bait that we've only just brought out, which is the Phase, which is very similar looking bait, but it is totally different and it's got a different smell to it. This bait probably, at the moment, it's looking equally as good as the M1, but maybe we'll soon tell that. In 6 or 7 years time we'll see whether this is still as popular like the M1 is today. But I think that this will still be around then and still catching a lot of people, a lot of fish, and this will be people's favourite bait.
Thanks for that, Andy, appreciate it. This is my other chicken here. This is Molly. Just like having two children, you have to give them equal exposure and treat them fairly. And now it's Maisie that's making all the noise in the background, wants to come out. Tight lines. See you soon.